Good afternoon, everybody. Well, I don't know whether you know this or not, but back a week or so ago, I did a video about the little 3-year-old girl who was mauled by 3 pit bulls, and that her grandmother had allegedly taken her to a KFC and said that she was asked by the employees to leave because her face was scaring the other customers. Since that time, KFC has offered to pay $30,000 of the girl's medical bills while they investigated this particular case. They had also set up a Facebook page, the grandmother and the aunt set up a Facebook page called Victoria's Victories, in which they share Victoria's story, and it actually went from a few hundred people who liked the page to several thousand. They have thousands and thousands of people now following that page. Sort of like the Trip Halstead page, but Trip Halstead is legitimate. But that's enough about that. Victoria's Victories people started donating to her for her medical expenses, and I think they've got over $100,000 in donations now. $30,000 from KFC. They've had a surgeon offer to do surgery for free. But as it turns out, the investigation, the KFC was investigating this, and even had their own personal investigator come in and look at it. As it turns out, the grandmother lied. This child was not told by anybody at the KFC to leave. She was not even in that KFC. They have videos of everybody that comes in and out of the store. Victoria nor her grandmother was on that video on that day that Victoria's grandmother said they were put out. Victoria's grandmother said that she ordered mashed potatoes and tea for the little girl, who does have a feeding tube, but said she figured she might be able to swallow some of that. So they look at the receipts for the day. That was not sold in a combination like Victoria's grandmother said it was. So she lied about what they ate. She lied about being in the store. Then she says, well, maybe it wasn't that KFC. Maybe it was this one here. That KFC's been closed for 3 years. There's 2 lies she's told. Plus, they found out that on the day in question, when Victoria and her grandmother were supposedly at that KFC, that Victoria was at the hospital and had came home the next day. So Granny lied. When I did this video about this a week or so ago, I said in that video that I highly doubted that she had been put out of a restaurant, and that I believe that they were doing it for the money. And as it turns out, that's simply what they were doing it for. My younger brother in Tampa, Danny Johnson, also had the same theory at the same time that I did, that it was done just for money. Some people say, well, the child is badly scarred, they should keep the money and do this and do that with the medical expenses. But I'm going to tell you why it's such a bad thing. Because the next time something really happens to where somebody wants to post on Facebook and have legitimate donations, people are going to think twice. And they're going to say, no, they got me one time, I'm not giving to this person, and that person is going to be the one that's really going to need it. Not that Victoria doesn't need it, but if these parents and grandparents lied about this, what else are they lying about? Are they going to use this money now for Victoria, or are they going to use it for their own personal gain? You never know. They've lied so much. Plus, my understanding, they have insurance. Insurance is going to pay the biggest part of her medical expenses, and the surgeon is going to do it for free. So what's going to become of all this leftover money that they have? Is Granny going to spend it? Is the parents going to spend it? What else are they lying about? When the story first came out, it was just said that she was attacked by 3 pit bulls. Well, come to find out, they were her grandfather's dogs, and she was at his house. So, I guess they wanted you to believe that it was a stranger or whatever. But I knew that this was a hoax. So then when I posted earlier that this was a hoax, you know, there were several people that came back and said, "What? I don't think this is a hoax because this did happen." Yes, the child was attacked by pit bulls. Yes, that did happen. That's not what I'm saying is the hoax. The hoax is that Granny was never in that KFC, and KFC never told them, nor never told anybody to leave the premises because their face was scaring somebody. Not only did Granny tell that lie, but it's been on national news and everything. She also said at that time that Victoria won't even look in the mirror now. That Victoria thinks she's ugly, and that she's been emotionally scarred by the people at KFC, and that she can't get her to leave the house. This is a crock, too. That child probably was in the hospital when she came home, started playing with her toys, and is none the wiser of what the grandmother is doing. So, I say, okay, they have all that money that's been donated, and a lot of people's mad because they said they really couldn't afford it, but they wanted to help. These people are not going to get their money back. I say that all the money in that account should be blocked from the parents and grandparents. Should be turned over into a trust that only Victoria can get when Victoria turns 18. That way, it'll build up interest, and it'll help her in the future years if she wants to have any kind of cosmetic surgery done. And that's what I think. What do you think about that idea? Until next time, bye-bye.